Welcome, lovely friends of the Yarnchix Podcast. My name is Mimi. I host this podcast about sewing, well, mainly knitting and creating, and our community of makers. And I come to you from Berlin, Wedding, which is in the north of the capital of Germany. And I am Liebwed on Instagram because of this area where I live in. I live on a super busy road, so today I think you will hear quite a lot of road noise. I apologize. It's how it is. What else is there to say? I have 3 children and I host the Magic 3 make-along, which I'm super excited because today is the day that I draw a winner for my make-along, where we make a top, some bottoms and a toy as sets and then create flat lays, and these have really carried me through the summer because so many people have been very productive in summer. I have been productive as well. I have made prizes and I've made things for my kids. However, I can't show you a finished set. It's completely madness. I've just dabbled here and dabbled there, and I've got incomplete sets for my kids, and the one set that I've completed is still a little secret. So also what's been going on is that I have built a website together with Catherine, because we're hosting the Berlin Yarn Crawl on the 4th and 5th of October, so you can go and check out our website. Especially if you're in Berlin or relatively local and you don't have far to go, we've got 2 really lovely events, Friday and Saturday, and I cannot wait. Today is episode 33 and I welcome you. Come on in to my corner of YouTube where we knit, craft, make, stash bust, mend, create toys, and hopefully huddle together to grow and support each other. Glimpses of projects and things that are coming to this episode in this little intro clip, and I hope you enjoyed what you saw, because there is a hell of a lot of makes that I've created and fun things that aren't just for me and my family, because some of these makes are actually going out to one or a few of you, so I'm excited about that it's time for my kind of Christmas where I give out presents and prizes. Well, it's not Christmas, but sorry, that's kind of how I describe it, because I like sending people boxes of treats. So maybe it's just one thing that I know and I've learned about myself is that I really enjoy giving presents, and that is a good thing because now I've started making so much stuff I don't actually need it all for myself. So it's a beautiful beautiful thing to be able to gift some of my makes, and I'm excited that this time it's actually going out to some of my friends and makers from the make-alongs. I wanted to start right away with the magic 3mm price draw and all the kind of showing of what I've created, what I've got here on the sofa, because I know we're all excited and it's come to a close, and I will definitely show you some of the projects that have popped up, or let's hope that I manage to show you all of them when I sit down at my computer in about 5 minutes and draw an overall prize winner. So in those 5 minutes up to that, I will show you the big basket of prizes, then I will draw an overall winner, then I will show my finished, almost finished makes and continue onwards. However, there have been so many amazing sponsorships that I am elated that I can show you some of them. Some of them haven't arrived, or some of them are actually digital copies of patterns that you will receive via Ravelry once you've won, which I kind of like that. It's something that might happen directly, and you can, you know, search your stash for the right kind of things you have, because the amazing designers Anke Strick and Irina Hebelmann and Raquel Franja have donated PDFs, basically some of their designs, and Anke Strick and Stricken ohne Naht, Irina, both will just give you a choice. So you can go to their Ravelry and choose one of their patterns, and you will receive it as a digital copy from them directly via Ravelry. And so yeah, I highly recommend checking your stash, or choose a yarn that you've always wanted to work with in order to kind of make your own match of like stash yarn and pattern. It's just a suggestion. I really love Anke Strick's Big Love cardigan, which is knit from Lopi. I'm a Lopi fan, so that is a suggestion or something you can check out on Instagram if you're nosy. As well as on Ravelry, obviously. And Irina is just about to publish her Kara top, which is a Linomukakal linen. It's a linen top which you can use your Linomuka for. So yeah, I really love that top, and it's definitely hopping straight on my to knit wish list. I'm waiting for the release for this. Yeah, so these designers, and amazing Raquel, who's raquelfranja.es. She is based in Spain, so that's why that .es at the end of her Instagram handle, has both sponsored the amazing bag that all the treats are sitting in. This is a kind of a really cool shopper backpack, because you can put your arms through here and wear it on your back when you carry your shopping, as well as a really cool big project bag. I really love this, and I'm kind of jealous someone else will get it, but who knows, maybe she will do a shop update on her Etsy again with these bags, so I'm gonna keep an eye out for them. And Raquel has just started a podcast, so that's so exciting, and I think there's already 2 episodes up. I've been too busy making and organising special things that I haven't been able to actually sit and watch podcasts, which I miss that. I need to make that time. And yeah, so Raquel has sponsored this amazing bag, and she also sponsored the Mediterranean crop top, and this is basically her pattern, and this is a little booklet to kind of show off the pattern with photographs, and there is a little download code for the winner, and I really like that. It's like a little haptic thing, so you can already check for your stash for this nice cottony summery top, and I'm gonna make sure to knit it. I have checked my stash and I have found an equivalent yarn, so I'm kind of excited. So these are the 3 patterns that will come as part of the big prize. Then I've had amazing Mars, who is Hey Brownberry and Hey Brownberry Podcast. And Mars from the Hey Brownberry Podcast sent me some treats, and I'm so happy and so thankful that she did that, because she lives in Florida, so all the way across the big pond in America, and posting things are always, you know, that's kind of a thing. And I loved the way she said, I really want to give something for your Magic 3 Mile, and can I send you a price? I'm gonna stash dive. And I'm like, yes girl, I'm really into like stash diving and stash sharing. So Mars has sent these 2 skeins of marinated yarn. This is the amethyst colorway. It's a really deep, dark, slightly tonal purple, and the pink you see has got like lighter, it's kind of a little bit more tonal. This is called Cassiopeia and this is called Amethyst, and I just really like them both together. So I think, you know, colorwork cowl, I don't know, you know, whatever you dream, whatever you fancy. It could even be part of a colorwork yoke. You can just choose what magic you want to do with these very jewel toned yarns. I'm super happy to already hold them in my hand, ready for you to go out. Mars also sent a finished knitted pair of ankle socks. I love them. They're so cute. And I'm extra happy that someone will win something for themselves. I kind of like that, because we knit and make. And Mars, thank you so much for sponsoring this knit art, because we all know as knitters how many hours it takes and how generous a present that is. And I can't believe you also gifted another pair of sort of scrappy yarn socks. Let me show them, because I'm keeping them for myself. I'm sorry, I got first dibs. Here. Sorry, finally found them. I really like these stripy socks, and I'm gonna cherish them, because wearing something woolen that someone else has knitted is a real treat, and I'm very happy and thankful. So Mars will get some of my zines, which if any of the sponsors who sent me stuff are, especially when I know they're going out of their way and, you know, posting and putting things together and creating this nice surprise for someone who's been making all summer and joining the make along, all of that, I know, okay, I'll give them one of my zines, because it's something that it's just a small token of thankfulness. And so Mars will get a little letter from me very soon, and you can win this as part of the set. Mars also sent this amazing card, which I think is something from EYF. I remember this felt artist being present. Yes, because we've made for a little lamb in our life, I think this is a very suitable card to go out to the winner. Something else that arrived in the mail, and I did a bit of a live session unboxing, sharing this on my Instagram, is this amazing mini skein, plant dyed, by Julie of Black Isle Yarns. I really love the quality of yarn and fleece, and her plant dyes are just magic. I have a couple of these treats in my stash which I'm blessed with, and they're kind of hoping to become something nice. And so I was extra happy when she said, yes, I've got a little mini skein I will send and contribute. So Julie sent this Goatland fibre, and it says with a hint of Shetland, and it was dyed, it's called, the colourway is called Ginger, and it was naturally dyed with quebracho, rhubarb, sorghum, kutch and safflower. So a lot of colours went into this, a lot of plants to make this magic colour. She also added a little pouch, notions pouch, which I will fill with little treats from my notion stash, because I've got a lot of everything, and I kind of know that stitch markers just disappear for most of us, so I thought that will be one of the things that I will add. So thank you, Julie, for your contributions, and I can't wait to add some treats in here. I will also add one of my Yarnchix zines, which is issue number 6, called Magic 3, dedicated to us. It's all about what kind of inspires me to make this make along, and the kind of stories and things inside of here is the root of this make along, as well as what comes from the make along. So I really hope you enjoyed this issue. And I'm also adding from my stash of patterns and books a knit your own zoo, because we shall all knit ourselves a zoo of different animals. I really like the different very natural zoo animal creatures. I thought that would be a nice book for one of us who's into toy making. And other things that are yet to arrive with this amazing bag or basket of goodies is yarn from Emma, who's Town Dyer Yarn. She's based in London and plant dyes, and she makes these amazing one-of-a-kind yarns, as well as exploring more kind of foraged goods. And her dye process, I think, is really interesting. As all plant dyers, she's very dedicated, and I love that. And I love seeing what she knits and makes, and so I'm very happy that will go in as soon as it arrives, and I'll definitely share it here before. And what else am I waiting for? Obviously I'm waiting for Fran's amazing bear, so I will add in some pictures before doing the draw and showing you all the kind of flat lays in a little kind of desktop screen shot. In a minute I will also show you the bear that the winner will have in this basket, and I'm so thankful because I know how much amazing heartfelt beauty gets stitched into those little mohair bears with the woolen hearts. And Fran has always been a really great supporter of the make along and supporting me, and makes me just smile and beam happy, and she's so generous in giving this teddy for the winner. Previous winners have had teddies as well, so I think this is just beautiful, and I'm super happy that this will go out. I think that's it. I've said everything that is in this big bag of goodies. I think it'll be a big box of goods once all the yarns have arrived as well, and it will be some making in the future, which I think is exciting. I have made prices, and I will talk about that later. So without any further ado, here are the flat lays and then the price draw. Good luck, fingers crossed. So I hope this works. I'm not sure, I'm gonna double check in a minute, but this is basically the screen of my computer, and I'm gonna show you the Ravelry group. I'll bring you a bit closer actually. This is the bear. You can win this bear as well as one of these bears. So you would have just seen a sort of scroll through the Magic 3 Mile feed on our Instagram, and you will also see the entries on Ravelry. I decided to be open because last year I had the Magic 3 Mile hashtag that you had to add to your finished set and flat lay, and this year, I don't know, with the kind of end line, I didn't promote that we all need to do this hashtag or we all need to do Ravelry, so we'll do both. So what I checked all flat lays in all our hashtags, so I was really clear that I double checked that everyone who has entered something is in this box. We've got 22 entries of 22 flat lays, which means we've had busy bees doing 2 or more sets. Hannah, you need to be mentioned, you made 4 sets. We've got a couple of makers who made 2 sets, and I'm just blown away. 22 is my magic lucky number, so perfect. 22 entries, and I put it in my little quiz night donations box. So good luck everyone. I'm gonna mix with my right, and then I'm gonna use, oops, someone jumped out, so no one else did. I'm gonna draw with my left hand because that's kind of the intuitive left hand that I also draw my tarot cards with. Good luck everyone, and well done for finishing. The overall winner of our the overall winner of a Magic 3 Mile 2019 is Francis Packy. Congratulations! You made a really beautiful set, which I will add in here so it's like a big close-up so everyone can see. This is the winning set, and you will receive this big parcel of goodies. Everyone else, please don't fret. This was the overall winner that I drew, but I have 3 more prizes. So we're gonna decide on a winner, let's say, because it's not the nicest, they're all beautiful. The winner of the top, the winner of the bottoms, and the winner of the toy area, and there will be an announcement in the next podcast because I need to get my jury going for this, and I'm gonna do that again next time. So don't fret, you still, you know, all of you in here still are still in the chance of winning the following. So one of you will get the penguin that I knitted using my own plant dyes. This is indigo dye that I used. This is vert that I used, so vow, and this was an onion dye box, and I'm mega happy. I was busy making this all summer, and there is some footage which it's really fun. It was such, I love making penguin, and penguin has become a bit of our our make-alongs little mascot. And look, when this penguin wears his suit, he looks like as if he wants to fly. I kind of love him. He's like, so I'm out to fly out to one of the winners of the categories. Bye-bye! Woo! So he's off. I don't know where to yet. The second one will win a cozy chameleon, which is part of the reason why I'm still in the process of deciding, is still the second version of this marled animal. is still in the zipper, and this time I'm using similar end bits, also plant dyed. Where is he? Or she? All the legs are here. Hidden very well in the crevices is as far as I got. So I've got all the legs. I've got 4 mild legs, and I've got this much of the tail. I'm sorry I didn't finish it. I feel so bad, but I'm gonna, now I've finished all my knitting, this is gonna be my main project. So I reckon in a week's time it'll be done, and in 2 weeks' time I will record the next podcast or publish it, and then the prize will go out. The winner will also be announced in that of the category, and the best toy will get a plant dyed kit of all the materials and the pattern to make a doll. I had originally said that the winner of the toy will get the doll that I haven't managed to make. Again, this is a reoccurring issue with me. I set out to do everything and end up not completing it all, but some of it. So I'm excited to kind of make a little parcel of goodies that is all toy making for making a doll, and I will send that out to the winner of the toy, hoping that they will join me in making a doll this winter as I'm setting out to carry on and making the doll. Maybe we can just make along. You have the product and I have the same product, and we'll make 2 different dolls and we can see what they look like. I don't know. I've also joined a little magical swap, and that's always the way for me after I finish make along, like the magic 3 mile. Now I'm like in a bit of a black hole hoping for a new make along or swap or something. So I asked people if they had anything to advise, and somebody said, oh, Mariengold, so Maria of Mariengold, she's a Berlin based doll maker, is doing this Puppen und Packen. So I was like, oh my god, it's a swap made from heaven, and I will join this swap. It's basically giving like a little box of treats that could be like a hand cream, it can be stuffing, it can be material for the hair, something from the stash like fabrics for dolls' clothes. You can just be creative and give something that a doll maker would appreciate. And we're sort of, we'll have a swappee, so whoever we send it to doesn't send us something, it's someone else that sends us. So it's like a chain swap. And I've excitedly joined, and Maria has said, for me and the podcast, she will open up the Puppen und Packen swap slots until Thursday. So you can still apply today, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. So today's the 3rd, 4th, 5th of September, the latest. She needs to know if you want to take part in the swap. I'd love that. And if you're into the idea of making a doll along with me, I'd love that even more. So I'd be extra happy to make along this winter. Just like literally free, heartfelt, just making a doll. No strings attached, no mal, no me chucking things at you or you chucking things at me, like no big commitment make along. Like our magic 3 mile is relatively big in commitment because we're making 3 things, and I'm so happy you joined, or quite a few of you joined this year, and we got to, you know, make alongside each other. I'm excited about that. So I wanted to still show you what I made and what I finished, and it's relatively little amount. So there's one set which is for my daughter, which is almost entirely done. So I've got this shifty sweater number 2 in mini. So I shrunk the pattern and made a pint-sized shifty. Oh, I'm so excited. And this time I used yellow for the ribbing of the sleeves, and I used orange. All this is leftovers from my own shifty sweater. So it's all Mondim yarn and Edition 3 by Wolle. Edition 3 is 100% merino and it's kind of like a hand spun. So it's kind of like the original yarn by Schlag mich tot, Spin Cycle yarns, and much cheaper and local. So I kind of did that, and my daughter loved my sweater, and she loved especially the softness of the Schoppel Edition 3. So I used all of the kind of rainbowy background color, or like the background color is all Mondim, and the rainbowy kind of dotted textured stitches is the Schoppel Edition 3 on my daughter's request. So I'm super happy I finished this. If I could time travel back to my daughter being 3, it would fit her. However, she is 5 years older than that, and this sweater is too small. Shaboof, shaboof, mama! I hear her shout and I hear her go, I'm not wearing that, and that's it. I made a mistake. Anyway, it's finished. Someone else will love it and I can give it as a present, or I don't know, let's see. And then on this last day of the make along, on 1st of September on Sunday, I finished a dress. It is the Sakura dress patterned by a French design team. I'm gonna put all the details here. And I'd started making it last year, and this is kind of finished now because I was like, I haven't started the buttons. Oh. I am, however, so happy I did manage to finish because I like this hippie dress. It's made in a fabric that I got for €50, which is around £1, which is around $2, which is nothing. And it was from a second hand and was just a stack of fabric, and I still have plenty left of this kind of crazy print. And it looks kind of pixelated from afar. I like it. And this tie-dye is from Merchant and Mills, which I bought at Pomfest. So stash a long time ago, 2017 I think. And I still got more of this fabric for something for me, but I like this, and it's kind of clashy and hippie, and I wish it was my size. I wish I could wear it. I can't. And my daughter has already announced, I'm not wearing dresses anymore, mummy. So I finished 2 things, but it's a family fail. I'm still so happy I finished this, and the toy that is meant to go with the set of 2 is not finished. It's a project that is all cut and ready to be sewn, but it's not yet stitched. And I kind of planned, oh, you know, it's Tuesday, Mimi, just do 2 hours, finish it in the morning, and, you know, show it off. You can pretend you made it on Sunday. And I didn't. And I'm glad I didn't, because I do not want to rush this. I will make the oyster catcher cushion by amazing Katie Green from her Green Bean zine. And you might be able to see this little image here at the bottom. I will show you a little close-up of all the materials cut and ready to go. However, I can't show you anything finished because it is not finished yet. It will come, and I will make it, and I will share a flat lay of all 3 of them, because I don't actually enter into this competition, and I'm giving myself a little bit of leeway. So I'm excited to make this. The fabric's cut is a really deep teal linen from Wollen Berlin. And my friend Katrin, who is Bommel & Franzen, gave me this amazing chicken print for the back of the cushion, because I'm making a yarn chicken version, so a chick and a hen version of the oyster catcher cushion. And it's gonna pop up in here. Just you wait and see. It's basically a work in progress. And show you soon. Sorry, I went into a waffly mode. Sorry, I even started. And then there's a set of 3 items finished, but they're all 3 presents, so I'm not showing them yet, but I will document them and I will share about them in the next podcast when they've been sent and received, so I don't give anything away. All I'm gonna say is it's a set for a baby, and so obviously I finished because everything is much smaller and cuter and tiny, and I enjoyed it very much. And again, I used my own plant-dyed yarns, and I'm excited to explore a bit more of that, dyeing and making and using what I have and using stash for presents to give away. Okay, that's it. Oh, Magic 3 Mom, I'm gonna miss you. Oh, I love you. I love you, my little make-along baby. As part of this make-along, there was a grown-up version that kind of grew in the Ravelry group. It's still there, it's still happening, and it's called Magic Mama, and it's all about dedicating 3 makes in a set also to ourselves. And I think it's just going to be an ongoing thing. But from that, magically, another make-along happened. The Linomukakal, because from the Magic Mama make-along and knitting with linen, we made the Linomukakal in collaboration with Wollen Berlin, who generously sponsored me and my Mount Pleasant tea. I will have shown that and shown the yarn in previous podcasts, so you're very welcome to go back and have a look at it. I'm so happy I knitted this, and I'm so happy so many people joined in. So here's the quick price draw. It's amazing because Zara actually made a Mount Pleasant tee in red. She finished the purple top she was knitting with the lace at the top that you can find in our chatter thread for the Linomukakal on Ravelry. And she also started a second Mount Pleasant tee, this time using this sort of neon green, and I just love it. She's been such a busybody. So a very, very well-deserved price for Zara, which is 1 one of Caroline Fred's Aperol Spritz pins for your project bags or for your Mount Pleasant tea or whatever. So, and a Feral bag by Edine Wirbel, and Angela really generously said you can choose one of her small Feral bags in her Etsy shop. You will find the Etsy shop going here, ideenwirbel.etsy.com, easiest way to find an Etsy shop. And yeah, so Sarah, pick a fancy and I'll organize how the prices get to you. Luckily you're one of my Berlin maker friends, so I just hope I can give it to you or send it to you soon. So thank you to everyone who took part in the Linomukakal. For me it went from making the Mount Pleasant tea, and I'm going to be a bit weird and just change in the middle of this episode, because why not? And I never really wear it over this dress because this dress has got this funny thing here, so it kind of pokes through, and linen is just so nice and full, so nice and flowingly, so it's now sitting on top of these seams. But just loved wearing my Linomuka top this summer, so happy I made it. And then I went and started and made the Minton bag. This Minton bag is a pattern by the Minton bag is a pattern by Isa Katipilan, and it was published in the Pom Pom Mag 29, I think. The most recent issue, no, not the most recent, because 2 days ago they released a new issue which also looks amazing. It's called Sea Change, the new one. This was the previous one. I can't remember the title. It was definitely inspired by tiles, and this was the crochet bag, which was kind of more rectangular this way. Yeah, I ended up making it a kind of a long bag like this. I loved making it, and I especially love these tassels and the finishing, and I love the two items together. I can wear it like a cross bag, I can wear it like a shoulder bag. I made the strap much shorter because I knew I wanted it to be kind of this high. However, I crocheted the strap long, hence I had this extra bit of strap, and I sewed on this carabina so that I can put my keys in here, because it is like a crochet, you know, amazing kind of netted texture, so my keys are always kind of poking out at the bottom. That's not so good. So I ended up adding the carabina here, so then I can add my keys to it and they can just sort of dangle here. That's kind of another adjustment I did to the pattern. And it's basically you crochet squares, seam them together, and you can do the 12 as they suggest, or you can get the gauge completely wrong like me and only need 4, and you know, think you're making a square bag, and then it kind of loosens, especially because of the gauge issue. And now it's quite kind of rectangular and long, which in the drawing you will see now, including some of the progress shots and photos, is exactly what I envisaged. So yeah, mistakes gone right. And Linomukakal gone perfect for me. I love using Linomuka. It's kind of my favorite thing to do in summer. Hence, I was busy doing that and not knitting or sewing for my kids. Yet it's still warm, and I'm super happy with the Linomuka top Lino bag, and I still have time to make for them and in this autumn, and I will carry on, you know, with all my makes, and probably also with another linen make. Let's see. you've seen a lot of finished objects. We've had some price draws and everything is sort of coming to a close because I wanted to keep it a bit neat and short this time. However, I wanted to quickly talk about my mending because I think it's good to keep you up to date. I made a final mend on an item that's been in my mending mountain for yonders, and I'm talking maybe a year or two. I started last year and then left it aside. I'll show you a quick picture and then talk you through it. I had to show you a picture because I've actually sent it off. I've now shared it with Lieke, my friend, and the top is in Holland, and I think it's being worn by her daughter, which I'm super happy. And I basically had fixed one of the armholes with a kind of stripy bias binding because it had been frayed through where my daughter wore the top since she's 2 till she was 6 or 7, so a long time, and then it broke and it kind of ended up in the mending pile. It's a beautiful present from friends from Japan, and the brand is called Waffleish Waffle, and I just adore their work, adore their style. Can't afford it, but had my Japanese German friends say it's a great present for your daughter, and they kind of get on. They have this friendship themselves, my little cheeky wildling, and it kind of was, yeah, it was so cute to have it, and it was worn a lot, but it was worn out. Then I mended one armhole because I kind of thought it works with the style, it's kind of quirky, and my daughter utterly refused it, and especially because it was imbalanced. So I bought the bias binding again to the second armhole and didn't do it for about half a year. Meanwhile, she's finally grown out of the top. So this summer I decided I'll mend it and I'll send it and I'll share it, and maybe it will come back, you know, maybe it will travel on. I hope it will get a lot of wear, and I hope my mend worked. A second mend I want to keep you up to date with is my favourite summer skirt, and I'd mended and shown how I mended, or how I fixed the buttonholes here with this kind of contrast colour, and I kind of knew it might, because it was hand stitched, that it might fray again, and it did. So I'm going to show you a little close-up what I did with the buttonholes so as to reinforce my mend. So it's basically a mend continued. So I used embroidery to try and fix it, and yeah, fix the button down and my mended patch slightly more. I kind of like the way now I'm adding layers and stories to this mend, and I guess that's how it should be. Not to give up, and to try and to learn, because my mending skills are still kind of, you know, sew and I can do buttons and I can do patches, but you know, it might fray or things might not go exactly how I want them, because I don't mend things every day. I mended a lot in the summer, and I will talk about this a little bit more next time. It's part of my dedication and thought process for the podcast that I want to make this a feature, so I'm happy to report back that I'm carrying on, and it will come to this podcast, as well as a lot of Stash Revisited.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. You and me were meant to be outdoors, forever free. You and me, meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
We're gonna have a tarot net oracle as always, and I have had some really strange reactions at the moment, especially today and I think on the weekend already. There have been posts by Laine, and this is very exemplary of, I think, a situation in the community where I think something is a bit askew and things are getting mixed up. Basically, Lino, well, they were basically called out because their retreat looked like it was elitist, and it probably is, because it is a networking event and people go there and, you know, they invest quite a lot of money to go, to make connections, to grow, and especially if you imagine people are working whilst they're on this retreat or kind of having to cover some of their work, you can kind of see it's like a working relationship connection. Yet it is really clear that you know, you need to have a certain amount of money and to be able to go along. So they were especially called out because of a picture where it didn't look like it was diverse at all. Okay, that's one thing. But the reactions in turn were very difficult, and I guess it's because of this mix of when personal concerns mix in. I do really think that it is not, yeah, it is difficult to mix in personal stories when it comes to these kind of reactions to being called out. With my tarot card, I actually want to try and look out a bit more and go a bit more future and forward. So I hope to ask the question, how can the community heal if there is so much economic situations involved? Because it's like a mix of community and industry. So a tarot card reading is always a bit of a, I don't know, it's like an eye-opener, or a card can point you in a certain direction. So I guess I'll pick one or two cards just to show perspective on how this healing can happen. I do know that I think it is a mistake to try and excuse one thing with another and mix some of the things that are happening at the moment with personal stories. I felt very strongly that there's a huge sense of leaning in on people or onto a situation, which is dangerous, because when you're trying to just look after yourself or your business, then you might end up really hurting someone or causing harm. I especially felt that with Laine. And to be honest, I am concerned with mental health. Is a huge issue that will touch many lives, and it is very important to always acknowledge, and in anti-racism work especially so, because if you imagine the risk that you're putting onto people that have maybe contributed to Laine in the past, or are writing contributions or making patterns now, I think you are very much aware that I always think about how we need to protect one another, and especially in a community. I think you cannot just pick up and go. I find that is very risky, and it's not very thoughtful, especially as a team of 4. I think if you know, and I respect the choice, and by God, everybody should look after their health and their family, and you know, all those things come first. But if there's a team of 4, then the other 3 have to cover. They have to moderate, and they have to make sure that this isn't a dog whistle for those saying, let's get back to knitting, and you've just been hunted, or you know, when you've clearly made a mistake or something has gone wrong, it is not a misunderstanding, and there's no way to just fold up your towel and go. I reckon you'll have to move forward in acceptance of your responsibilities. Sorry, my dog. And that it's not about centering ourselves in the work, but it is about centering the work in ourselves. I'm going to leave it at that because I've waffled. I'm going to also commit, and I said it before, because I am a white woman getting things wrong and making mistakes and needing to do these processes myself that I have verbally committed to, but I need to walk the talk. I can't just say, you know, this place is safe, if potentially some of my words will cause others to have trouble, because maybe what I write will kind of lead people over to their accounts. I'm trying to do this process within me for myself, which is the Me and White Supremacy workbook. I stopped, and that is wrong of me. So I've checked in with myself, and I'm committed to the tarot cards. Let's go and have a look, and I'm gonna pop in front of the camera again after the draw, because I want to verify what I see in the reading. I hardly do that, but I need to do that today. Okay, see you in a minute. Frame has changed now because I did the reading at the table, and now I put the camera up again, but there couldn't be any better cards. I'm sure I've written the text over the top of it. Justice, undoing the wrong, getting things right, the balance, and overdue. Balance, thank you cards. Justice is what we need, and at the bottom of justice is the truth. So the truth is also people have their identities and their stories and their highs and lows. That is part of their life, but people also have their businesses and their responsibilities with their businesses, and I think that again is like a justice, is the scale and value and weight. So when then For example, today's post from Laine comes and it's a clear economic sales pitch. It's difficult to see, you know, the dog whistle, the effect of the post about mental health issues, the post about this being potentially the last issue of Laine, and, you know, the weight of that, and then the let's sell it. All this without any commenting allowed, no chance for people to say, oh my God, what's happening? It's very risky, it's very dangerous, it's in an imbalance. But with the help of the hermit, which is the kind of inner process and the teacher, but it's also calling for that light and stillness and calm, and okay, maybe that is stopping the work and then carrying on. Maybe that is taking a time out and healing and meditating and processing. But the hermit also shows that this is a process you do in solitude by yourself, and it is not something that maybe necessarily has to be taken outwards, especially in a performative reality space. This is my reading of the cards and my reading of the situation, and it is my personal opinion about Instagram. I know Instagram is important to a lot of people, to a lot of people's businesses, to a lot of communications, and hell, where would I be without having met some of you through there and meeting you in real life and knowing also Laine from there and in real life and through their publication. All that to say, it is still a performative space where we post and create a grid of a certain outwardness that I think the hermit points towards more. Do it here, process, learn, teach yourself, process and train. I want you to be safe, and I want you to look after yourself, and I want you to feel free to comment and to tell me what you think, because that's what I do. It means I'll probably have to moderate, and I will not tolerate hate speech or white fragility. I'm sorry, that's not happening, sorry. On that note, let's heal through justice and teaching ourselves the solitude of our hermit, our inner hermit. I'm sorry, the dog is barking. I've got to go. Love you. Thank you. Bye bye.